Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining Gamefront College team this afternoon. This is our final in our series of workshop for Wellness Wednesdays. Today, we're privileged to have Valerie Hines, presenting about Durham Tech for us and just community college in general. I want to advise you, so regardless of whichever school you attend, Ms. Hines is the liaison for Northern BSA and the Performance Learning Center here in Durham Public Schools. If you have any questions, feel free to ask Ms. Hines, and she'll be more than happy to answer those specifically with regard to Durham Tech or just globally with regard to the program. The rest of the Game and College team is also here. We have Jackie Stellon Hernandez and Ms. Rachel Worsham. The three of us, along with Ms. Christina Villegas, we work together to support our Durham Public School students in their post-secondary access planning. So just be quiet now and go in the background, and we'll turn everything over now to Ms. Hines. Thanks, Ms. Hines.
Thank you for that introduction, and I want to thank the three of you for the wonderful work that you do here in Durham County. I am so excited that the Emily K. Center exists, and I know that the Emily K. Center does so many wonderful things and helps so many students. I hear a lot of great things about Emily K. And I'm very happy to have some students joining in as well. I love to let students know about the opportunities at Durham Tech, because really my philosophy about Durham Tech is you can start here and go anywhere. You can finish a program at Durham Tech and go right to work, or you can finish a program at Durham Tech, transfer to any four-year university, including some very competitive schools, and eventually finish your medical degree or become a lawyer. I mean, the sky's the limits, really. The sky is the limit, really. So I'm going to share my screen so that I can just give you some visuals. I know that people learn in all sorts of ways. I myself am very hands-on, and I like to be able to see as well as hear and move at the same time as much as I can. So that's why I'm always with my fidget spinner. So yeah, this is how to contact me, my email address. I can have students making appointments with me for Wednesdays at misshines.youcanbook.me. And this is my Durham Tech phone number. And I do receive calls on that cell phone, that Durham Tech cell phone. And I can text with students as well, since that's a Durham Tech cell phone. So as this presentation is geared toward high school students, I just want to let you know the kinds of opportunities that are available to you at Durham Tech, as well as pretty much all of the 58 community colleges in North Carolina. And one thing that students who are juniors and seniors can participate in is a program called Career and College Promise. If you're listening in and that applies to you, you can absolutely reach out to myself or other people on my team to get more information about that and get started taking classes. And maybe you can also share that knowledge with some of your cousins or friends or other classmates. It is mostly a program for juniors and seniors. There are some exceptions depending on what high school you go to. You might start taking college classes in 9th or 10th grade. That's just a couple of the high schools in Durham County. New Tech, actually, and City of Medicine Academy. The rest of the high schools, students can take classes at the college when you're a junior and senior if you have a grade point average of 2.8 or higher. So you're already able to participate in the transfer programs while you're in high school. So if you want to get a head start, if you wait until after high school to come to Durham Tech, you can join one of our 5 college transfer pathways and get yourself really well prepared and a strong foundation to be successful in any of the 17 North Carolina institutions. And there are many private schools that share this articulation agreement with the community colleges as well. And that just means that you complete an associate degree at Durham Tech and you can transfer all of the classes that you took in those 2 years to the 4-year school. So 2 + 2 = 4, and you would do 2 at Durham Tech free of charge through CCP or for a very low tuition as a high school graduate, and then transfer to the four-year school where you're only having to pay tuition for the last couple of years. And I'm really passionate about this pathway to getting your bachelor's degree because there is a student loan crisis in this country, and this does really help reduce the debt load that you could possibly incur to get your bachelor's degree. Students can also get a lot of certificates and smaller degrees at Durham Tech, and we even have folks that are coming back after they have a bachelor's degree or a master's degree to participate in just a class or two or get a short certification. This can help with job promotions, or maybe you're looking to change careers. So even if you don't come to Durham Tech right out of high school, keep it in mind because you might want to take some classes here later. So again, for the Career and College Promise program, you need a 2.8 grade point average, and you could take classes as a junior and senior. So if you're not in CCP, but you want to think about starting your college career at Durham Tech after you graduate from high school, it's just like the four-year universities. You need to complete an application, and it's advisable that you apply for financial aid. And you can do that already. This process opened up to you in October. The Durham Tech application, as well as the financial aid application, the FAFSA, those applications opened in October. And it's really ideal that you complete both of those by mid-March at the latest. If you still haven't applied for a college and it's April or even May, don't give up. Reach out to one of us in the college recruitment and high school partnerships team, because we can still help you get started. It'll be a little bit more complicated if you wait until after March. So if you're thinking about it, I would advise go ahead and get started. We'd be happy to help you, and we can give you more help and more one-on-one help if you get started earlier. I use kind of like a case study of Riverside High School because I'm going to mention a person in a moment who is a Riverside High School graduate. And then I just kind of met her randomly one day, and we had a conversation, and she gave me permission to feature her, you know, in any of my presentations. But last year, well, actually in 2019, we had 94 Riverside High School students starting college at Durham Tech. And I'm comparing the tuition for our local four-year institution, public institution, and that would be North Carolina Central. And since it's in town, I was imagining that students were not going to live on campus. So 94 students would spend this much in tuition if you're going to Central, but only that much if you were starting at Durham Tech. Everybody that graduates in Durham Public Schools gets a scholarship called the Durham Tech Promise. And so that reduced that tuition overall for those 94 people to a cumulative basically 150,000. So this much money, over 700,000, was saved by 94 people collectively by starting at Durham Tech. And I don't think that every student I talk with wants to get out of Durham, but a lot do. And I felt that same way about my hometown. To me, it was just boring. I needed something different. I wanted to get out of town. And I stayed out of my hometown. And in fact, I chose Durham eventually. And this is the town that I love and now call my home. And I can't imagine anything that would ever make me want to leave Durham. I love Durham. And a lot of people are moving from all over the country to Durham. In fact, I think it was either maybe in 2019, a recent year, one of the busiest places in the nation was the Raleigh-Durham area for one-way vehicles. And that's basically the moving vehicles like U-Haul and Penske. That the Raleigh-Durham area had the highest number of people moving in the nation a year or two ago. And Durham is also touted as one of the most tolerant cities in the United States. So every city has its challenges, but if you wanted to start at a community college, Durham is a great place to do that because you have all the benefits of the four-year institutions that are around us and the events, the presentations, and the workshops that go on there. We have a lot of cultural events, all different kinds of music and food. It's just really, Durham's a pretty fun place past COVID at least. So I'm looking forward to when life can get a little bit more back to normal. So this Riverside graduate that I'm highlighting here did go to Durham Tech after high school and then got her bachelor's degree at Meredith College. And she went on to become the director of internal communications at North Carolina Blue Cross. And I was chatting with her through her role as a chair at the Durham Tech Foundation. And I learned that she's also the owner of a travel company. The travel company may not be doing as well right now, but she was just really inspirational to me. And she was so gracious to Durham Tech. And I'm really proud of Durham Tech and what we can do, but it was really rewarding to see, you know, an adult who's got a very successful life reflecting back on her time at Durham Tech. And so I just wanted to highlight her, a bit about her professional life. In her work, she does all kinds of things to give back to the community here in Durham. And in case you didn't know this, community service is wonderful for the community, but it's also a way to feel better about yourself than ever. Studies find that when people are helping others is when they feel best. So this woman has a great opportunity to help local citizens. Here she is down here, and it's Carmela Melton, and she was the chair of the Durham Tech Foundation a couple years ago. And this is her travel company I found when I was doing more research about her. So it's kind of cool that she has this, and I'm curious how that fares right now during the pandemic. But just an example of you can start at Durham Tech and the sky's the limits about what you can accomplish in your career. So as I mentioned earlier, you can just come and take a couple of classes. You can earn your full associate degree or a that transfers, or a 2-year degree, immediately a job. And some of the careers that you can get employment with are very high paying off of just having spent 2 years in your education pathway. So it's definitely worth looking into, finding out what those careers may be. And some people will work for a couple of years and then finish their bachelor's degree, so they could transfer to the 4-year school after working for a while. Just kind of depends on your personal plan. Not everybody needs or wants to go like straight through the process. Getting a little bit of experience under your belt can be very helpful for certain careers. So I mentioned earlier the scholarship that all the students from the Durham Public School System can get. So that's up to $1,000 a year, which is very helpful at a community college. And if you do wait for a couple of years, you would no longer be eligible for that scholarship. So this is for our Durham County students who are coming to college with us right after graduating from high school. This is just kind of like a graph or a chart showing you some of what I've been talking about. You can work on programs that give you a degree. You can also just take some enrichment classes. These are the introductory level. After high school, we have slightly over 100 programs that you can participate in. And again, those lead to certificates, degrees, associate degrees, or transferring so that you could get your bachelor's degree. And there are, like I said, about 100. So look on our website, talk to any of us, and we can help you see if any of those work for you. Students who are watching this may already full well know about the North Carolina residency determination and how to apply to college, and that the public universities in North Carolina, or community college in particular, you can apply through CFNC. And you can also get connected to the Residency Determination Service on CFNC, and you can get connected to FAFSA here as well. And the CFNC website has been updated, so I think that you'll find it pretty user-friendly. And you can also send your transcript from CFNC. I mentioned earlier the FAFSA, and I'm pretty sure anybody watching this probably already knows about the FAFSA, but if you think you're coming to Durham Tech, you do need to fill that out still. And if you've already completed the FAFSA and then decide you're going to come to Durham Tech, log back into your financial aid account and add Durham Tech to be a recipient of your financial aid information. If you can look it up once you're on the FAFSA website, but if you want, you can jot down the Durham Tech code. It's 005448. And Once we have your application, proof of your graduation, which comes with your transcript, you will be accepted to Durham Tech. And if your GPA is above a 2.8, you can start in college level courses. If it's below a 2.8, we can help you get college ready. It's one of the things that a community college is really good at. And then you'll be all set. If you are a very high achieving, academically speaking, student, really want you to consider taking honors classes when you're at the community college. That can be almost a guarantee that you get accepted into an honors program when you go to the four-year schools. They really like to see that you've already been successful in completing an honors class. So I think that it's very much a possibility for you to be successful in honors courses. And do know that at community colleges, especially at Durham Tech, we have an excellent tutoring office. All of our services are coming to you virtually right now, and we look forward to having more time in person. But the Durham Tech is a very safe place, so we're taking the safety precautions right now very seriously. So all of our services are available online. If you need help getting connected with any of those, reach out to me. Again, my name is Valerie Hines, and you can find me on our website, Durham Tech website, by clicking on dual enrollment, because I work with high school students, dual enrollment. And then on the left side of the screen, contacts, and I'm listed there, so you can get my email address, phone number. But basically, in order to be ready to start classes in August at a community college, just apply, preferably before March. Choose a program. So if you're not sure about that, absolutely reach out and talk with me. I'd be happy to help you get guided in the right direction. Apply for financial aid. And then, you know, this is the second tier of activities. And after these orange rectangles have been completed, you're moving right on through green, an advisor, registering for classes, and, you know, our semester begins in early August. So you'll be all set. I don't necessarily have to show this video right now, but I include this, and I encourage you to look this up on YouTube and watch it. So I'm going to leave it on the screen for a bit so that you can see it, see what it looks like. It's called Success in the New Economy. And it's a bunch of researchers have taken a look at the kinds of jobs that need employees in the United States and around the world, and kind of taking a fresh look at the way we need to approach educating our young people to be most successful in the workforce that exists in this country. So I think it's a really helpful video, and I also like to encourage parents and guardians to watch this as well. So take a screenshot if you want so that you get the full name. Here's how it looks. Success in the New Economy. Really helpful information, and it's only about 15 minutes long. And I see that there had been a question posted in the chat, so I wanted to check to see if any students do have questions. My contact information is showing on the screen again right now as well.